Okay, now we're on to the third and final act for this video. So I hope you've enjoyed having a look at all the Star Wars and me rambling about Star Wars. As much as I love vintage toys as a whole, and really getting into collecting different things, Star Wars is always going to be my main focus. I just love it to bits, and it's taken a while in my old age to kind of realize how much I love Star Wars. And yeah, collecting toys has been recently has just been really cool, and I'm enjoying sharing it with people. So, all right, enough soliloquies. The next package I've got here is from our friends at Geek Gift. I really should be charging them for the advertising or getting some freebies for them, but this is not a sponsored video. This is me just merely really enjoying their service. I think I've mentioned it in one of my previous videos, but Geek Gift basically offer a service where they purchase straight from a distributor, and what they do is they purchase exactly what you order from a distributor. So they're not holding on to any, what should I say? There's no shelf fillers. What's the phrase? Peg fillers. None of those unpopular because they're ordering it direct. And what they do is they only put through orders every so often. They have a timer on their website. So it's really cool because also, well, obviously you can get bargains out there for vintage collection figures, as I did with the Boba Fett a little while ago. Sometimes it's just nice to have the figure. And so far, with all my orders, is they have come through perfectly. The owner of Geek Gift did let me know that one of his figures that he packed had a slight bend to it on the card. And I said, well, was it creased? And he said, no. And that's fine because these are going to go into cases, so I don't care if there's a slight bend. I mean, that's just what happens to vintage series cards. Now I'm just going to kind of rip this open. Sorry if it gets noisy on the new audio. Maybe I should do this off screen. This is too huge. Forgive me. Forgive me. I have made an error. Now, unfortunately, you won't see me pull and see the excellent packaging, but this was an order of just vintage collections, and this particular package was surrounded by bubble wrap. So, again, this is not sponsored, but if you're gonna look at, I recommend you looking at the service. I've had nothing but great dealings with Geek Gift at the moment. So long may that continue. Obviously, I like to purchase from as many sources as I can. But yeah, you're getting new figures. And also, I should mention is some of these figures were actually on sale on special distributor. So one of them, the Boba Fett, was something like only $9. So let's get all these out so I can show them properly to you. Look, see, there's a little bit of extra cardboard in there. So this was a figure that the owner of Geek Gift told me was maybe had a slight bend to the package. I'd actually forgotten this was the Black Series one. I thought this was all vintage collection. I think I didn't read the. I actually thought this was the vintage collection version I was getting, so I think I actually misread the listing. But this, I believe, was this was about $20, and again, it's Black Series Return of Jedi 40th anniversary. See there. I'm a big fan of Princess Leia, so I have been trying to pick up as many Leia figures as I possibly can, and this one was a good deal. Return of a Jedi, indoor gear. I need to pick up the Luke and the Han. I believe they come in the same packaging. As we have a look at the back, you'll see there, well, there's a Boba Fett. Yeah, there's the Han Solo indoor. Had to find a wicket, the biker scout. I mean, the whole finding the Ewoks and the chase of the biker scouts is just absolutely classic. So this figure, again, despite giving a warning, it was a little bit bent, is in excellent condition, so it may not get opened. Again, I kind of like to get these Black Series either loose or in trash condition because then I don't feel bad about opening them. But this, I mean, I need a protector for figures this size, so that'll go there. She'll go very well with the Ripper I picked up. So here's the rest of the vintage collection figures. So again, now I have this in Black Series size and vintage collection. Val Safa, she is a cousin of Mon Mothma, key character in the first season of Andor. Yeah, love this figure again. Love Andor at the moment, so long may that. Well, there's no third season. I mean, for obvious reasons. I suppose that's spoilers. But this is a great figure, and let's get this one sealed up. Again, protected from. But maybe these figures will outlast me, depending. Kind of hope they do, or maybe I'll live longer than we expect. So there we go, all sealed up. Next one that I had to get because it was so cheap, and this is a figure I've often seen this figure completely trashed. There's a Toy World West City. No, it's not West City. Toy World in Newland, Linmore, and they have one of these for more than I paid for it at Geek Gift. But completely trash with stickers or pricing, multiple pricing stickers, and just like completely dog-eared. And I think it was like probably twice the price of this. Again, I like the Book of Boba Fett, even though most people don't. Look, it's a pretty mixed bag, Book of Boba Fett, but Temuera Morrison, Kiwi actor being Boba Fett, especially the stuff with Tuskens was so cool. So I had to pick this up. Had to pick up my man Tim. Hopefully, I think he has been to an Armageddon. Maybe he'll be back at an Armageddon convention, so I can get a signature or something like that. That'll be pretty cool if because I don't have any signed Star Wars figures. It'd be really cool if I could get one. So let's protect this, and then hopefully maybe I'll run into Tim one day, and we can get that figure signed. There's still hope. That aside now. And the final, you guessed it, it's another Andor figure. The ISB agent that we all love to hate. Probably one of the who'd have think that one of the most engaging characters outside of Andor himself, of course, would have been the requisite bad guy, Deirdre Miro. Um, I mean, it's such a simple figure, but it's like one of those cases is that you love the character so much, like it's only one accessory. It's got one blaster pistol. And she's in just standard Imperial garb, but again, absolutely adore Andor, and I love this figure. So, yeah, very happy to have it on the shelf. Here we go. Goodbye, Deirdre. Welcome to my shelf life. And there we go. That is the first Geek Gift order. Very happy to have all of those. All right, let's go to the final. Again, another Geek Gift order. Let's go to the final package for tonight. Here we go. This is my final order, and again, it's a bit of a doozy. This is a one figure box. So this was something that I had the order. I had the option of ordering, and then I didn't, and then it went, and then the Geek Gift owner reached out. Well, I reached out to him because he put up a post saying, "Hey, he had ordered one of these, and somebody had decided not to pick it up." So I decided to jump on it. And this is a bit of an interesting figure. Let's see if I can get it open up because I would like to show you how well. Look, I really appreciate when people package figures well, and so far Geek Gift has done that. So I don't want to sound like an advertisement, but I really want to reward, um, stores, sellers that have a certain level of excellence. He's already convinced me to continue shopping with him. Oh, sorry. Let's open this now. As I said, this is an intro. This is something a little bit different for the Star Wars collection, as you'll see why. Now, this was actually, and this was first premiered at this year's Star Wars celebration, which is something I'd love to go to, and then was available now. Sorry, you might be able to see that in there, but I've got to lift this up because I can't actually open it. I cannot open it in my current setup, and it is too well packaged. And I apologize. My mic is probably picking up all of me chucking around the packaging. And my assistant, B, who's up way past her bedtime, is holding onto the cardboard box. Now, this was first premiered at the Star Wars celebration this year. This is the Star Wars Black Series Ronin and R5D56, or I suppose R5D56. So this is a special Black Series box set. Um, the Ronin is a character from Star Wars Visions. Star Wars Celebration this year was obviously in Japan, so there was a lot of kind of exclusive items that had obviously a Japanese feel. You might notice this is done in that kind of watercolor style. Now, I'm a huge fan of kind of Japanese samurai films. One of my favorite films of all time, or series of films, is the Lone Wolf and Cub films. And obviously they were based on the manga by Kozi Koi, and I cannot remember his other collaborator. And obviously, this character is not based on Lone Wolf and Cub, although the Mandalorian is based on Lone Wolf and Cub. In general. So if you know that series, it's very the premise is obviously Mandalorian premise is basically the same as Lone Wolf and Cub, obviously in the Star Wars universe. Now you'll see it's very. I'm not sure if I should open this now. Actually, I see here because this like kind of straw. Oh, have I erred? This kind of straw thing. Now I realize I was about to try and undo it, which probably would have spelled disaster. But I should be able to lift this off if I'm. All right, I forgive me, people, for being this fussy about something because I was hoping this should just lift off, but it seems maybe to have some kind of tape. See, this is the danger of doing something live because I can't seem to lift it up. So it feels to me. Okay, I see. There is some. Uh, all right, I have to get this open. This is a little bit of a shame, but I might have to just. Looks like I don't need to cut them, but there is some tabs here, so I'm going to very carefully remove these tabs. There we go. I don't know if you can see that. There is a tab there. There is a tab here. One of the things I've found out is doing videos is that I'm actually kind of videoing in the dark at the moment. I figured out my lighting rig is actually a lot better if I don't have the light. Well, I suppose if you've done video production, you're probably saying, well, these things are obvious. I no longer have my light directly at my table. It's actually kind of up in the air, so the light's kind of reflecting off the roof. So it's actually kind of dark here, but hopefully it's improves the actual look of my videos. So here we go. Let's open her up. And here we go. This is absolutely gorgeous. I'm not sure why I hesitated to quote one of my favorite films from Hellraiser 2. To think I hesitated. This is absolutely beautiful. I'm so glad that they made a version of this available for people to purchase that didn't go to the Star Wars Celebration. I know there was something fancier to the packaging, and I can't quite remember what. But yeah, this is a beautiful figure. This is really going to be a centerpiece of my collection. Like Star Wars had a lot of references to kind of like Japanese samurai films. Most people know that a film called The Hidden Fortress was like one of the really big influences on Star Wars. So, man, this box, the presentation of this, it was worth every penny I spent on it. You see the big gatefolds. So I've got a little bit of glare on the figure still coming from the background, but you can see there the Ronin in there, who is black and white with a red lightsaber. The R5D56. Now he has a bunch of features. He has a little straw hat there. That goes up, and I believe he has a whole of compartments for various tools to come out of. So yeah, this is a stunning figure. One little thing is, if you didn't get a hold of this, there is a Black Series version of the Ronin without R5D56 coming out. He's in color. Obviously, like the classic samurai films are in black and white, like Hidden Fortress. Obviously, the Lone Wolf and Cub films weren't in black and white; they were in color. So yeah, you will be able to pick up just the Ronin as a future release for this year. But this is fantastic. Yeah, really happy to pick this up and that it came through in mint condition. So look, really appreciate you guys sticking with me for probably my longest video yet by the time I get editing it. Maybe I've conveyed a little bit of my love of Star Wars. Hopefully I can talk about it more and you guys don't completely turn off. Appreciate you all coming on this journey. As I really love Star Wars and almost everything attached to it. So, all right, thank you very much. Please drop a like, drop a comment. Obviously, subscribing is the greatest thing. I'm really pleased with people signing up and the growth of the channel. I want to keep on bringing you more toy stuff every day. So that's Story Circle Toys signing off.